We had somebody who applied, was a single middle-aged guy and on the East Coast. He applied for membership in the club, and a couple of days after applying, he bopped back into the club and wanted to stop in to see the membership director, and he wanted to inoculate the situation. And so he said, "Hey, listen, I wanted to tell you, a couple of years ago I had a party and things got loud, and just so you know, the cops were giving me a terrible time and they wouldn't give me a break. And I ended up with a misdemeanor disorderly conduct ticket, if you can believe it, at a fun social party. So terrible cop, dumb thing. I just wanted to tell you." And so we can tell where this is going, right? He knew that if you did a traditional background check, you might find that. And he wanted to explain it away ahead of time. So in a traditional background check, that's all you can look at is the conviction. It's one disorderly conduct. It's a misdemeanor in the States. It's not a big deal. The problem was the actual event that took place. The actual event was a party at his house, and the police were called. But the police were called because he was observed pulling a woman out of the open window of her car by her hair and refusing to let her leave. That's why the neighbors called the cops. When the first officer gets there, the woman is gone, but the applicant is there and he's very tuned up and he's ready to go. And he explains, "You're a rent-a-cop. I make more than you make in a year in 5 minutes. I know the governor. I'm going to have you fired. Get off my property. I'm going to kick your ass." And it gets really bad. So bad that the officer hits the officer in distress button on his vest. More officers come. The situation ends up with him having to be put in manacles and laid on his belly. He's spitting at the officers and trying to fight them. Well, what happens with people of means when they get into trouble? When they end up getting into trouble, what do? They muster resources and hire great lawyers, and they get 7 different criminal counts reduced to one misdemeanor.
Wow.
The point is, if you look at the context and you look at all of the data that's available on that conviction, I don't want him in my club. And I can't think of any situation where if a year and a half or 2 years prior to application, that's how you're behaving, that you're going to be a good member of the club. And so we look at those records. And the other thing about public records, and if people don't know what that means, it means literally records held by public entities, usually involving some kind of formal dispute or some kind of formal regulations. We're going to look for those wherever people leave footprints.